Kelsey, how are you? Thank you for the dream interpretation request. I'm so excited to be able to answer this for you and to give you some insight into what your unconscious mind is trying to tell you. As I usually do, let me go ahead and read your interpretation request so we can kind of get it fresh in our minds. And then I want to go over some of the symbols, and then we'll get to the final interpretation and what it means for you. So, because I am basically blind, I'm going to put these on. I'm going to read from my laptop here. Oh man, I'm glad we're doing this, Kelsey. I had a dream that an ex-boyfriend called me on the phone and tried to give me a black desk. He asked if I wanted to go in, if I wanted one to go in my home. I informed him I'm not sure because I usually like white and bright furniture. I asked for photos and it was massive, rectangular, and it filled up the space of an entire room. So it was like a huge desk. I was really surprised by the call, also confused, as for the past few months, they continue to intrude my dreams and occasionally my thoughts, despite me not wanting them there. Kelsey, this is great. I'm very excited to be able to share kind of some of my thoughts here with you. There's a few main symbols that I think are really important to point out right off the bat. Obviously, the desk, right? The color black, your boyfriend, the house, which is where you're trying to put this, and the feeling of confusion. I think all of those are very important. When it comes to what each of these means, the desk is actually typically a feminine symbol, and we're talking about archetypes here, not really sexual identities or gender. We're talking very broad, sort of like, mountains are masculine and the ocean is feminine, that kind of stuff, right? A desk would sort of fall into the feminine category. And what I mean is that's an emotional symbol. It's something that, you use to write on, to work on, to do these sort of things. And specifically for your dream, I think it has a lot to do with working, right? The desk is kind of a symbol of work. Now, black. A lot of people think that black means death. Actually, white can often mean death. Black doesn't necessarily mean that. It can, but what I think it means in this dream, and what it often does mean, is something hidden. Black is secret. It's dark. It's behind the curtains. It's like that idea of venturing out into the blackness of space. There's a lot of life out in space, a lot of mystery out in space, but it's hidden. It's concealed. Think of like the black depths of the ocean. There's mysteries down there, right? So this black desk, there's mysteries inside of there. The boyfriend, right? Oftentimes when we dream of our boyfriend, it doesn't mean, our exes. It doesn't actually mean that we're trying to get back with them or that we want them or our mind is preoccupied with them. It really is more of a symbol for parts of ourself that used to exist in that relationship, or parts of ourself that we're not in touch with. So let's say you had a really narcissistic boyfriend, right? And you start to dream about your ex. If you have an ex-boyfriend who's narcissistic and you start to dream about them, it actually means that you're trying to explore and understand your own sort of confidence and pride and self-esteem. That's really what it means. I think yours is similar here. The house, right? Trying to put that desk inside your house is a symbol for your mind, right? And that's pretty ubiquitous in dream interpretation. So what does the dream mean? Well, let me tell you, I think that there is some unfinished work symbolized by the desk that is hidden from you, particularly to do with your past relationship. And so you get these, surprising intrusions into your life because of your past relationship and because of the unfinished work that is hidden from you that is still yet to be done. So very simply, there's unfinished business with your past relationship. I don't think you need to go talk to your boyfriend per se, but inside of you, there's a reason that relationship ended. There's a reason that relationship didn't work out. Maybe you got into it for particular reasons and you've matured, but there's some unfinished insight. There's some unfinished work inside that relationship, and it keeps intruding into your life. It keeps making these phone calls and trying to send you pictures and trying to get back in your life. And well, you can't ignore it anymore. And it's time to finish that work. And in fact, it might be kind of surprising and uncomfortable, just the size of the work that needs to be done. There's work inside all of us. There's things about ourselves that we need to explore and we need to understand, and mistakes that we've made that we need to be honest about and not embrace per se, but embrace the change that acknowledging those mistakes can create for us. And I think that's what your mind is trying to tell you here. And so this is a great dream. It kind of has a negative meaning, but the fact that your unconscious mind would do the work of giving this dream to you over and over to try and say, hey, there's some stuff you need to pay attention to here, and we don't want to repeat the mistakes of the past. There's work to be done. And I think, I'm not a mind reader here, I'm not a fortune teller, but I think you kind of know what I'm talking about. And I think maybe you've been aware of this consciously already, but you've kind of been pushing it away. And I know that thoughts are coming to your head right now of, yeah, I knew I needed to be doing that, but I thought I could get away without doing it for a while, or I thought I could push it off for a little longer. Well, let this be your awakening. Hey, you're worth it. You deserve it. Be better, because you're worth being better. And I know those things are tough to be honest about, but they're kind of so big that they take up whole rooms inside your mind. And there's things that those rooms could be used for. There's things that you want to do with your life that you know that these things are holding you back. There's work to be done. And whether that's, with a therapist, right? Or with some friends, right? I always am a huge advocate for mental health counseling. Maybe you need a good life coach, right? Let me know. Whatever you need, it's time to get that work done. I hope this helps. I hope this gives you some insight. I love this dream. I really appreciate you sharing it with me. Until next time, Kelsey, thank you so much. Peace.